we kick things off tonight live in Philadelphia with the monster among men. Accompanied, of course, by his comrades, Dolph Ziggler on his left, Drew McIntyre on his right.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Raw Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, and Braun Strowman.
And Braun Strowman has his opportunity at the WWE Universal Championship in 3 weeks at Crown Jewel, streaming live on the WWE Network. That is the night Roman Reigns defends the Universal Championship against Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar in a triple threat match. Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to Monday Night Raw. Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves, as we get set to determine now who is heading toward the World Cup to determine the best in the world at WWE Crown Jewel. Already John Cena and Kurt Angle have qualified.
We've also got the Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins taking on the Scottish psychopath Drew McIntyre for an opportunity to be called the best in the world.
And 2 more superstars will battle to punch their ticket to the tournament when the Lunatic Prince, Dean Ambrose, battles one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler, live tonight.
You are looking at the greatest 3-man group in WWE history.
And you know what? We didn't need a catchy nickname or matching tactical vests to prove it either.
We proved it last week against the Shield, and we'll prove it anytime, any place, against anyone.
Hey, and just in case you forgot, I mean, we didn't, but if you did, check this out.
It was Braun, Dolph, and Drew McIntyre versus the Shield last week, and the Lunatic Prince was rolling along with his Shield brothers in this matchup. But the excitement would allow Dean Ambrose to get caught.
Ambrose would walk unintentionally into a massive Claymore kick. Boom! From the Scottish psychopath, picking up the victory for McIntyre, Ziggler, and Strowman.
And once Dean Ambrose was pinned, he was visibly frustrated, upset over what transpired at the end of this 6-man tag team matchup.
A very uncharacteristic maneuver. Ambrose would walk out, abandoning his brothers.
And our own Kayla Braxton would catch up with Dean Ambrose after the show.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe I just don't fit in anywhere anymore.
I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. We didn't just beat the Shield last week, we broke the Shield. I can only imagine where that lunatic's mind's at right now, trying to figure out where he fits into that selfish agenda known as the Shield. That's right. That's right. Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins, they're the only ones that ever benefited from that relationship. They had no use for Dean. We have been telling you the truth for weeks now. And finally, you all have opened your eyes. Finally, Dean Ambrose's eyes have been pried open, and finally, the Shield have been shattered.
And at this rate, the Shield's not going to be around to watch Roman's back when I slay the beast and dismantle the big dog on my way to becoming Universal Champion at Crown Jewel.
And speaking of Crown Jewel, we have the WWE World Cup. And tonight, after I beat Seth Rollins in my qualifying match, I advance to the next round, mow through the competition, and I prove to every single person around here, I am the absolute best in this world.
Well, easy, Drew. You're great, but I also have a qualifying match this evening with the lunatic Dean Ambrose. And after I win, I mean, maybe we might go head-to-head in the finals versus each other. You know, who knows? So, yeah, I'm probably the best in the world. So.
I mean, that would be a shame.
Yeah.
Because as good as you are, Dolph, and you are absolutely fantastic.
Great.
Buddy, you're no Drew McIntyre.
I tend to agree a little bit there. I mean, I am the most consistent superstar in WWE history. Check the dates. It's no big deal. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll get to it. We're on our way tonight.
As good as both of you are.
Right.
At WWE Crown Jewel, Lesnar and Roman are both gonna get these hands.
Oh, not so fast. Perhaps talk of their demise was a bit premature. But something's missing. 2/3 of the Shield. Looks like the Hounds of Justice are a bit short of a lunatic tonight.
Gentlemen, I got some bad news for you. The Shield, we're not shattered. We're not broken. The Shield is alive and well. But we're back there listening to you guys yap on and on and on about who the best in the world is. Ooh, man. I got news for you, Drew. News for you, Dolph. Drew, when I beat you tonight in our qualifying match, I'm going to prove to you what the rest of the world already knows. Seth Rollins is the best in the world.
Wow, what a great speech, ladies and gentlemen. 2/3 of the Shield. But where's your brother? Your brother, Dean Ambrose. I know you two egomaniacs don't really care where he is, and he shoved you and walked off, and he finally opened his eyes to things we've been saying for weeks and months and that everybody in this arena knows. That's no big deal. I know you don't care that he's here. I don't care if he shows up either. I'll take a forfeit when I advance in the finals.
Oh, shut up, Dolph. You're not taking a forfeit.
I would do that.
Look, I know you guys don't know Dean that well, but we know him real well, and he runs on Ambrose time, which means he shows up when he wants to show up, does what he wants to do. The bottom line is Ambrose always shows up.
The funny part is, you're worried about Dean when you should be worried about these titles. Let me take that back. Dolph and Drew, you're never going to get close to these titles. And Braun at Crown Jewel, well, after that, you're going to the back of the line.
You know, I've always liked Philadelphia. You know why I've always liked Philadelphia? Yes, the cheesesteaks are fantastic. But I love Philly because Philly's a fighting town. McIntyre, since you're out here and I'm out here, I say we have our qualifying match right here, right now.
Well, McIntyre appears ready, and so does Seth Rollins. And it looks like our acting general manager, Baron Corbin, has sanctioned this match to kick off Raw tonight. Who will qualify for the World Cup to determine the best in the world? Rollins, McIntyre, live. The winner to qualify for the World Cup tournament to determine the best in the world in 3 weeks at WWE Crown Jewel, streaming live on the WWE Network.
One of these superstars will join the star-studded field that already includes WWE Hall of Famer Kurt Angle, John Cena, and from SmackDown Live, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton have qualified. But what I want to know is, where is Dean Ambrose?
I wish I had an answer for you. I mean, look, I've not seen him much in the past couple weeks. But what I will say, for him being here in Philadelphia, this is definitely a sensitive subject for him. He's have time to reflect on his career. This is a city that he made a name for himself. So I don't know where he is right now, but I don't have those answers. I'm out here doing my job.
Well, Ambrose is scheduled to compete later tonight against Dolph Ziggler in a World Cup qualifying matchup.
It's one thing to show up on Ambrose time, like Rollins said, but I mean, it's not like Monday
Which is a real
Night
thing,
Raw
by the way.
changed times, and we're the same time every week.
Yeah, but you know Dean Ambrose. I mean, trying to find him anywhere in the building at all during the day is near impossible. Can't track that guy down. He needs a GPS on him.
One of these men will qualify for WWE Crown Jewel. Will it be McIntyre or will it be Seth Rollins?
You're right now with a vice grip on the skull of Seth Rollins, just wearing down the architect.
McIntyre with a lot to say as we kick off Monday Night Raw tonight. McIntyre believes that he is indeed the best in the world, and he wants to prove that, and he has an opportunity to do that here tonight.
Undoubtedly, Seth Rollins happens to think the exact same thing, so whoever doesn't get this victory tonight, it's going to be a sore spot.
Drew McIntyre wants to be a worldwide, global star, not just for Scotland, but all of Britain, all of the globe. He wants to be bigger than Andy Murray.
Oh, what a right hand! McIntyre with a straight right and once again into a side headlock on Rollins. And a big shoulder tackle by the Scottish psychopath.
I tried to get a word with him earlier. All he would say to me is that the chicken has come home to roost.
Leapfrog and with a hip toss, blocked. Missed with a right hand. Rollins, oh, and a big boot drives McIntyre back to the ropes.
So that's certainly a step quicker tonight than McIntyre, but Drew just shuts Rollins down with a big boot to the midsection.
Rollins, when he found out about this match,
check this out.
Tweet, and there again, the power, and McIntyre sent through the second rope. And now Rollins perhaps has McIntyre where he wants him. The Kingslayer looking to fly with a suicide dive. McIntyre, though, stopped him. Oh, belly to belly. What a throw by McIntyre outside the ring.
That was raw, terrifying power from the Scottish Terminator.
Rollins mentioned it in a tweet about McIntyre. Since his return, Drew has been everything he said he would be.
It's one thing to call your shots. It's another entirely to back it up on the regular. And that's what Drew McIntyre has done. Every big claim he's made, he has lived up to.
He came here with a chip on his shoulder after he was fired from WWE a number of years ago. Came back, said he had something to prove, wanted to put the locker room on notice, and he's done just that.
McIntyre exposing the steel girders underneath the ring.
And a sick smile on McIntyre's face. And now McIntyre driven kidney first into the apron. And now whipped into the barricade by Rollins.
We got a little bit overconfident, and Seth Rollins made him pay.
Seth Rollins is not a man to underestimate, not in a high-stakes situation like this.
Now the current Intercontinental Champion understands what is on the line, an opportunity.
Ever the fighting champion.
Oh, wait a minute. Look who's here. Dolph Ziggler, McIntyre's buddy, causing a distraction of Rollins. McIntyre is now slipped underneath the ring. Ziggler with a big smile on his face.
Always so smug, Dolph Ziggler.
Ziggler did his job to perfection.
Oh, no. McIntyre. Rollins is in trouble. McIntyre's taken over. This match continues live on Raw. We are back live on Monday Night Raw. This is Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins in a battle to determine who's going to qualify for the WWE World Cup tournament to determine the best in the world in 3 weeks at WWE Crown Jewel, streaming live on the WWE Network. And what a super kick from Rollins.
Seth Rollins just bought himself some valuable time to try to recover. McIntyre has been providing an onslaught to the Kingslayer. Let's take one more look at this. McIntyre, full speed ahead, right into the boot of Seth Rollins.
And keep in mind, Dolph Ziggler came down to the ring right before the commercial break to provide support for Drew McIntyre. Momentarily had turned the match around in favor of his buddy. And here's Rollins up over the top. Tripped coming off the top rope, but able to regain his composure into the swing blade.
Rollins trying to get the blood flowing back into his left arm. He sent shoulder first into the ring.
Oh, this is not good. McIntyre, look for the Alabama slam, perhaps rolled through by Rollins. Hooks the leg, shoulders down, almost had him. Near fall.
Don't call Seth Rollins the architect for nothing. He's always got a plan.
Just like that, Renee on cue. McIntyre into the post, shoulder first. And now Rollins with a blockbuster to McIntyre. Rollins to the cover. Will he qualify for the World Cup to determine the best in the world? And a kick out by McIntyre. Dolph Ziggler, who later on tonight has a qualifying match as well, looking on. Of course, Dolph and McIntyre are the current Raw Tag Team Champions. Rollins, the current Intercontinental Champion. Rollins and Dolph, of course, with a tremendous rivalry over the summer for that Intercontinental Championship.
Ziggler, of course, scheduled to go one-on-one with Shield member Dean Ambrose later tonight.
Oh, and what a right hand by McIntyre as Rollins is dropped as he goes to the top rope.
A sickening thud off the chest of Rollins. His heavy hands of Drew McIntyre, so effective. Oh, no, this could be catastrophic for the Kingslayer.
Yeah, but Rollins fighting out of it now, lands on the apron. McIntyre regains his balance and a big kick to the face. And
McIntyre's caught. He's hung up on the top turnbuckle.
Oh, this is where Seth needs to capitalize.
What's Rollins going to do here? McIntyre trying to hang on. Oh, and he just set him flying.
Unbelievable.
Quick thinking from Drew McIntyre.
Game-changing power possessed by McIntyre. Not a lot of real estate on the top turnbuckle. And as Rollins struggled to get his feet adjusted, McIntyre made him pay.
Incredible core strength to pull something like that off.
McIntyre, who's been saying for a week now that he and Ziggler and Strowman exposed the Shield in their, quote, selfish agenda, and now looks to take out Rollins in this match tonight.
Maybe they did. This would certainly go away to prove his point, to pick up the victory.
Rollins rolls through, trying to turn McIntyre to fucking hell, but McIntyre able to counter with one of his own. Almost knocked off Rollins. What a counter by McIntyre.
The signature combination of Seth Rollins. McIntyre obviously had it well scouted. Let's take a look at the first impact. Rollins delivers. McIntyre would hang on. But look at the height from which McIntyre is superplexed. But Drew has enough strength to pick up, reverse, and deliver a little impact of his own on the Kingslayer. McIntyre nearly punched his ticket to Crown Jewel right there.
Rollins just trying to stay in it. Already from Raw, John Cena and Kurt Angle have qualified. From SmackDown, Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. An all-star field forming for Crown Jewel. Wait for the Claymore kick. Rollins caught him with a step-up enziguri. Drew's kick to the face.
Done.
McIntyre certainly wary at the moment. But Seth Rollins keep it going. Is it time to burn it down?
Ziggler providing a distraction. McIntyre tried to take advantage. And McIntyre sent over the top rope. Suicide dive to take out Ziggler. And out to the other side of this time, McIntyre's down. Get right to the midsection. Rollins was setting up for the stomp. And Dolph Ziggler got involved again. And this has been a mismatch. A 2-on behind the referee's back. Wait a minute.
Here we go.
Is he here? Ambrose ambushing Ziggler from behind.
Evening the odds.
Oh, Mr. Lunatic, how nice of you to show up finally.
Hey, you got to show up when the time's right.
And McIntyre taking out Ambrose. A stop.
The carnage on the outside.
But the problem is, can Rollins get McIntyre back in the ring? The official now counting.
Count of
Rollins getting
7.
himself back in the ring.
Count of 8 now by the official. Rollins trying to drag himself to the ring, and he does. McIntyre back to his feet, but he's counted out. Rollins is going to win.
Here's your winner by countout, Seth Rollins.
And give an assist to his Shield brother, Dean Ambrose.
Seth Rollins has made his entry into the WWE World Cup to determine the best in the world.
Well, I guess as Seth said earlier, Dean Ambrose indeed runs on Ambrose time. Better late than never for Seth Rollins.
Dean Ambrose decided to clock in tonight.
Rollins is all smiles, obviously relieved to see his Shield brother Dean Ambrose. But look at this star-studded field shaping up right now.
John Cena, Kurt Angle, and now Seth Rollins represent Raw. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton.
Here we got the Bella Twins making their way around Philadelphia. They've got to have their head on a swivel here tonight after turning their back on Ronda Rousey last week.
And before teaming together for the very first time in over a decade at the first ever all-women's pay-per-view WWE Evolution, best friends and WWE Hall of Famers Lita and Trish Stratus are in the house to make a special appearance live on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, Bayley very happy to see those two.
And last week, Triple H and Shawn Michaels announced DX is coming back for the first time in a decade to take on the Brothers of the Destruction for the first time ever. We'll take a look back at the historic and emotional announcement next.